Bears fans, we might need to pump the brakes on new offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. I'll tell y'all why right after this.
Stand out or lay down and get smacked with the pole.
By this time, everybody on that roster should know what it means to beat the Packers. It's simple.
If I was a coach, Justin Fields would have been balling from day one.
The Chicago Bears are getting ready for the combine, getting ready for the draft, all those offseason activities. But we just hired an offensive coordinator that up until now, we haven't really had any red flags or any signs that tell us we shouldn't be optimistic about this dude. Shane Waldron, that is. So right now for Super Bowl weekend, however you want to, phrase it. There's a media days. They're the outlets from NBC, CBS, and podcasts, and all of your sports coverage. All of that is going down right now in Vegas. I'm sure those boys and girls having a hell of a time. But so right now, there's not too much news going on as far as the Chicago Bears and like direct news from the organization. The Chicago Bears are really quiet right now, and rightfully so. They got an important decision coming up with that quarterback situation. But I brought y'all here today because we want to talk about Shane Waldron. Jaxon Smith Njigba sat down, him and Chris Olave, sat down with Bears beat reporters Mark Carman and Adam Hogue from CHGO. Those boys are out there. They sat down with them and they asked him some questions. Now, I'm going to play y'all a little 30-second clip on how that went down, and we're going to talk about it.
Well, Bears fans are super interested about the offensive coordinator coming in, Shane Waldron. What can you tell them about who they just hired to try to get this offense where it needs to go?
This is live?
Yeah. We're not live.
I'm playing. Good luck to y'all. I mean, he's a great person, great offensive coordinator. I was very lucky to have him my first year. Learned a lot from him. I think him and Justin will mesh well, and adding more guys around him, I think it would be great. So we'll see.
So y'all just heard what I just heard. Now, I get it. It's one player. And he's a rookie at that, so who knows what his attitude was like. But from that, it seems like him and Shane Waldron did not have a great relationship. You can read between the lines. It don't take a rocket scientist to see. Jaxon Smith Njigba seemed a little caught off guard by that question, which, honestly, I don't think he should have been caught off guard. But up until now, we haven't really heard too many negative comments on Shane Waldron, at least from his co-workers or even past co-workers that he no longer works with. We haven't really heard many red flags about the dude until now. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the first player that anybody has interviewed and questioned them about Shane Waldron. Jaxon Smith Njigba did not seem like they had a good relationship. It was obvious. Like I said, most people who speak about Shane Waldron is to say the Bears had a home run hire here. You couldn't go wrong with it. It was a highly sought out coach from multiple teams, not just the Bears. He was probably the top 3 guys that teams wanted to come in and be their offensive coordinator. So now I have a question. It makes me think. It makes me wonder. Why did Shane Waldron take a lateral position? Meaning, why did he go from offensive coordinator for the Seahawks to offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears? Usually you have the success he had with transforming Geno Smith. You move up and get a promotion. You would think he would go for those head coaching jobs. I'm not even sure he interviewed for any of those positions. Maybe he felt like it wasn't the time. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not trying to condemn him for these little comments, but Y'all heard it. And if you want to hear it again, just go ahead and rewind it. Jaxon Smith Njigba did not seem like he liked Shane Waldron at all. He's, like I said before, he seemed like he was caught off guard by the question. But I asked myself, why are you caught off guard? What did you think a Chicago Bears podcast was going to ask you about? They're asking about two things: Justin Fields and Shane Waldron, because Jaxon Smith Njigba, you just played under Shane Waldron. So why did it seem like you were caught off guard by that question? Me personally, I would have expected a Shane Waldron question. You just hired my old offensive coordinator. And also the Justin Fields questions, which he didn't seem too shocked, or he definitely didn't say anything bad about Justin Fields. So I just thought that was interesting. Maybe we need to pump the brakes on him. I was excited by the hire. I thought it was a good hire. Y'all seen my past videos. I was high on him, and I'm still high on him. I'm not letting this little comment, deter me from liking Shane Waldron, especially he hasn't even called a game yet. But let's call it for what it is. A lot of Seahawks fans and beat reporters weren't too upset about losing Shane Waldron. They weren't. It wasn't as negative as it was when Chicago Bears fired Luke Getsy. We hated Luke Getsy. It wasn't that bad, but a lot of fans and beat reporters that cover the Seahawks were kind of like, whatever, we'll get somebody better. We can definitely, we can upgrade at that offensive coordinator position. So, like I said, it was just interesting. Not too much news coming out of Hallis Hall at this point, at this time of year. We all know it's ready to burst with news. Once it starts rolling, news will be out, and I will be covering it. Appreciate y'all tuning into the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and follow the page, the Black Bear Podcast, and also smash that like button for me. When you're putting in the Black Bear Podcast, one word, no spaces, the Black Bear Podcast. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. I'm out of here.